What is up, guys? HDProdigyGaming here, bring you guys another commentary. But before I start really quick, I welcome you guys to check out the link in the description. The link will bring you straight to the new Modern Warfare 3 Ultimate Utility app made by Brass Monkey. They are the leader in strategy and game apps for all the new COD games, as well as a lot of other games. So really recommend you guys go check them out. The app goes over guns, it goes over games, you can even chat with friends, invite people. It's a really cool app, and I definitely recommend you guys go check it out. So again, click on that link in the description, go check it out. I promise you guys won't be disappointed. There's some great stuff in it. So again, thank you guys for watching and enjoy. What's up, guys? HDProdigyGaming here. As always, bring you guys another commentary. This is going to be a new series I'm starting. As always, I really like to try different series out, see what works. If it works, I continue doing it. If it doesn't hurt my feelings. I just stop it and move on to something else. And I think I found my pinpoint with a few other series, whether it be the MW3 with every gun or a few others that I've done that have really been successful. So I'm hoping this will be another one of those series. So what this series is the spawns. When I started out on Modern Warfare 3, in almost every COD game, I've always gone on and looked, and you know, it really helps you be a better player if you know the spawns on every map. Not only can you spawn trap at points, which I don't really support because it doesn't really take that much skill, but it allows you to really know where people are if you're playing game battles, or even if you're just playing pubs, knowing where to move, knowing where to watch your back from, just so that people don't spawn right behind you, so that you don't have to be like, oh man, I just got killed from behind again, or something like that, because you already know where they're spawning, you know where they're going to be. So I did my research, and I found the main spawns on almost all the maps, so I'll be doing a series of that, and I really put some effort into it. I had someone make all these graphics. I went through and put all the numbers and the highlights that you see to show the different spawns. And I made sure that really no one had done a series like this. I saw a few videos, but no channel had gone into depth and talked about it and did a whole series on it. They really just did, you know, one map, one or two maps, and then stopped. So I'm hoping to be the first channel that really takes this in depth, and hopefully it's a big series. So if you guys do enjoy this, so we'll get right into this. So this is the dome spawns. There's not really that many spawns on this map. There's 4 on each side, and I did put numbers over them. I'll be doing this in every single video because it allows me to pinpoint a location, and because I can't point, or I can't physically, you know, touch it and show you where, it just allows me to say a number, and you guys know what I'm talking about. So we'll start with the red side. Now, I got all these images off the COD Elite site. It allows you to do an overview of each map, and it's really crystal clear. So I recommend you guys to open the page up as big as possible, put it full screen, 1280p or 720p, whatever it's going to be at, or 1080, my bad. But put it whatever the biggest is for you guys, and then watch it there, because it really is crystal clear and allowed you to enjoy it more. So we'll start off with the red side, as I said. So you have 4 main spawns. You have one which is in that main building. Sorry, that's the garage. I really can't help it. So you have one which is in that main building. Now this is by the B flag if you're playing domination. This is a domination image because the other ones really didn't do exactly what I wanted, the way that they were positioned. So you have one which is in this main building, and the only spawns in there are pretty much in that back corner, which you see as highlighted by that white box. There's no real others in that building, although you can spawn in a different corner of it, but that is the main spawns. If you're spawning as a group, or even most of the time as a single player, you're going to spawn there. Now, the only one inside on this A spawn, not on this A spawn, on this red spawn, besides one is 2. Now, 2 is in that back room or loading dock for the game battles players who like callouts. And you don't spawn there very often, but it's been known to be a spawn trapping spot in demolition if you have them locked down from that defensive side and you can push them in there, because they really only can spawn in 2 and 1 in demolition if you lock them in enough. Now, next you have 3. 3 is the first outside spawn besides the main spawn. Now you see the red circle. That's what you're going to spawn at the beginning of every domination game. So as you notice, the red spawn and the blue spawn for their main spawns, which is the circle, as I said, are really almost adjacent to each other and straight across. So you can pick up very nice spawn nades as well as frags across the map to that A flag. So the 3 spawn is very close to the main spawn on that red side, and you can kind of rotate between them during the game depending on where the other team is. Now we're going to move on to the 4 spot. Now the 4 spot is really at the center of the map. The blue team can spawn there at times, but it's mainly a red spawn, which is why I put it under the red category. It's right next to the Humvee that's in the middle there, as well as mid alley, which is the game battles call for it. And as I said, it's right next to that middle line. So that yellow line represents kind of the middle of the map, not necessarily where the spawns are to it, but it kind of separates the map in half and shows you that if you're behind that line, that's where they're going to spawn. If you push up to 3 and 4, they have to spawn at 1 and 2. You push into 1 and 2, they spawn at 3 and 4. So you can kind of estimate with it that if you're in 2 locations, they're spawning in the other 2. If you're in 1, they're in the other 3. If you're in 3, then they're in the other 1. And you can really estimate with that and really get into very nice areas where you can really keep them in one location and not necessarily spawn trap, but just really own the game, own domination, own any other game type. So move over to the blue side now. So the blue side starts off with 1. Now the 1 spawn area is right next to main spawn, just like with the red side. However, this area allows for a much wider spawn. You notice the blue spawn is a lot longer than the red spawn because it does expand a little bit longer of the map because of where that halfway line is. So what the 1 is, it's right outside a dome, and it goes from satellite to bottom dome to where the ladder is, and you can spawn anywhere in that area. But if you do hold the 4 location from the red side, you are able to pick off anyone in that one area. Next you have 2. Now the 2 spawn is inside dome. There are 2 main spawns in there. You have 1 which is in that back corner, which is the blue rectangle in the bottom right, which would be closest to the subscribe button, which you should definitely click. And then you have the other spawn, which isn't usually used as much because a lot of the times there's no one in the dome, so they're not going to switch to that other spawn, but it is the backup spawn inside the dome if someone's in that other location for the odd circumstance that you would spawn there, or if the other spawn is already full. Next you have 3. Now there are 2 spawns in 3, but they are right next to each other. So a lot of the times this is used if the whole team dies and you all spawn at once. There's going to be 3 on one, 3 on the other if they have 1 locked. But they are right next to each other, and they're in that back corner coming out of that C flag. And then next you have the 4 location. Now the 4 location has 2. It has one in a small hallway in the bunker, and then it has the large area. Now this large area allows you to spawn directly on C. But the problem with this one spawn is, if you're on the red team, you can spawn in this also. The 4 spawn is a shared spawn between both teams, although the red team will be past their halfway point. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this. I went over them not too in depth, but allowed you guys to kind of infer the rest of it. But I'm willing to do a series where I go over how you can really utilize these locations if you guys would be interested. And as always, this is speculation for the most part. It's what I've seen, what I think from the research I did, as I really can't be exact with any of these locations, as I'm not, the makers of Modern Warfare 3, and I don't have where they put those spawn points. But I hope you guys agree with a lot of it. If you have any feedback, please don't hate if you feel a spot is in a different area. That's your opinion. I entitle you to it, and I welcome you to post that and help the other people out. If you feel that there's a spawn by a tank or something, or by another location, then put it in there and help people out. So as always, thank you guys for watching. As there's more episodes, you'll be able to click the next and previous button, put right below the image so that you guys can go to the next episode and the previous. I also recommend you guys to tell me what the next map you guys want to see is. I'll probably do Lockdown next if no one has any other ideas, but if you guys would like a different one, just post it. So as always, I'm HDProdigyGaming. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and some feedback, and I'll catch you guys later.